What's up, everyone? I'm RoyalJelly. Hope you're doing great today because today we are going to do a story time. By the way, all of this was streamed live on Twitch. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to just go and follow me on my Twitch because we'll be doing this more often. And if you end up liking the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And enjoy the story time. So I say we start with the story time, shall we? Um, okay, so the first story. This is a story of how I won my last school camp. So basically, on the last school where I was, so this was basically on sixth grade. We had this really cool camp every single year. So we went to this place. Uh, it was kind of like a jungle, literally. Like they filmed some Tarzan movies there. Like, uh, there was like this really old Tarzan series, I think, on TV or something like that. But I just know they filmed it there because it was literally a jungle. Like that place is literally a jungle. So you would see like pines and those huge trees. There was a freaking river there. It was really cool. It was a really cool place. And they would basically just separate the different grades into teams. So more than teams, they were like tribes, or at least they called them that. So you would get split into groups, and then you would have to like design the banner of your tribe, decide the name of your tribe. Uh, you would have one tribe chief, which was an adult. That dude was basically the dude that made sure that none of the kids died. They made a lot of competitions and rallies and very fun stuff. And basically, it was like a competition all the camp, and every single like rally or activity that you did would earn points for your tribe, and the tribe which got the most points at the end of the camp would win. Winning that camp was literally one of the best things you could do. Like that would earn you respect from every single kid in the school. Like that was a huge deal. You would earn the respect of everyone in the school just for like 2 hours. Then everyone would just like don't care. But nonetheless, like earning the respect of all the school is cool, right? It was my last year on the school. I was in sixth grade, and after that year, I would have to move to another school. So that was literally my last camp, and I was like, damn, like I really have to win this. It's my last camp, and I haven't win any of these ones. So it was my last camp. I really had to win. I really wanted to win. It was just like the greatest thing I could do in that camp. And something that made it greater was that year, for for some reason, this normally wouldn't happen. Like they would normally just split the friend groups just to like, I don't know, just to make people be friends with other people or something like that. Like they would not put you with your friends in the tribe. But for some reason, in this camp, I literally got to be with all my friends. Literally all my friends were in the same tribe. And we were just decided to win. This was going to be our year. The camp started. I arrived there with my huge backpack. You know, this like massive backpacks that you get when you go to camp. That backpack was literally bigger than me. Like it was literally bigger than me. And I was like, okay, let's see what's going to be my tribe. It's going to be great. And I literally started hearing all the names of my friends, and I was like, wait, no way. Because I was fearful. I was just fearful because I was like, okay, they are naming all of my friends. They are all getting into the same tribe, but they haven't said my name still. Please don't tell me that I'm going to be alone in this camp. This was a very tense moment. There was this kid. We had the same name. They said all the names. This was the last person getting into the tribe. And they said my name. But as I said, there was another kid with the same name. And I was like, oh god, which one? They pointed at the other one. You know those moments when you're just like, okay, the world is just falling around. I don't want to be here anymore. That was literally it. But one of the teachers just like straight up run, checked the list, and she was like, oh no, it's him. And they pointed at me. And it was the greatest feeling ever. I thought I had lost everything. But no, I was saved. I would be with my friends in my last camp. That's something that literally never happened. It literally never happened, and it happened. The first day passed and we weren't popping off. Uh, we were on second to last place, and throughout the first half of the second day, we were still in second to last place. So we didn't got to last place, but we weren't close to winning the camp either. It was time for the most important rally of them all. This rally literally takes 3 hours for all the teams to complete, and it's literally the rally that will earn you the most points. It was literally the most important rally of them all. If you win this one, you pretty much have assured to win the camp. We were one rally before that, and we popped off in that last rally, so we went up to like third place or second place. The point is that we almost had the win. It was like, okay, the next rally is the most important one of the whole camp. If we win that one, we will be first place. This rally was divided into 5 stages. It was a race across a river. There were 5 checkpoints in this race, and the team which had the lowest time would win. In all my past camps, the time of my tribe was normally around 2 hours, and this rally was actually pretty difficult. Like, you have to have in mind, these were 11 years old, just playing that rally. And as I said, it was difficult, and normally the times were around 2 hours. We were the third team to start. But the problem was that by the time we were starting, we were told that the first team had already finished, which basically meant that they did a sub 1 hour run. A sub 1 hour time was just crazy. Like, that was unprecedented. Nobody had ever beaten the sub 1 hour mark. But the morale of my tribe went down. We literally were like, okay, there's literally no way we can beat a sub 1 hour run. Like, it's too difficult, way too difficult to do this. We were just like down, you know. We were like, okay, this is we won't be able to win the camp. But I don't know, something happened, something weird happened, and there was this small spark of hope on us, and we were like, okay, you know what, we can win this. And the morale went up. So we were in the start line. They said, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone in my tribe straight up jumped into the boat. So yeah, there was like the chief of the tribes and 2 of my friends just rowing the raft. They were literally the motor of the raft, and we were popping off. But for a reason, I don't know why we thought this was a good idea. We said like, okay, we obviously need to go as fast as possible when we're in the water. So how about 2 people swim in the river and just push the raft? So yeah, basically we decided to do that. I don't know why we decided to do that, because rafts don't work that way. Like, doing that will actually slow the raft. But we said like, okay, why not? That's like in your 11 years old logic, it works, you know. If you push the raft, it goes faster. We arrived at the first checkpoint. This one was an obstacle course, but the problem is that it was made out of like wood and ropes and thingies. They were all wet and very, very slippery. I think in 5 minutes we managed to finish the first checkpoint. The first checkpoint was actually close. It was just literally around the corner of the river. So yeah, we managed to beat the first checkpoint in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. So we went like, okay, we're going super fast. We have a really good time. We can do this. The morale was going up. So we continue traversing throughout the river, and we found the second checkpoint. The second checkpoint was literally a couple of meters following the direction of the river, which, by the way, was going to the other side. So you basically were moving towards the opposite side of where the water flowed. So it was more difficult to row. We arrived at the second checkpoint like 10 minutes in or something like that. And it was another obstacle course. The problem is that this one was actually inside a pool. It was a huge pool. It was a very huge pool. It was literally like a kid's playground, but it was all made out of steel. And I don't know if you guys know this, but steel, when it's in contact with water and it's wet, it's very, very slippery. So that one was actually very difficult to complete. After that one, we were like 20 minutes in, and it was like, oh god, this is not going that great. We don't have a great time. Yeah, morale went a bit down. We arrived at the third checkpoint. The third checkpoint was a teamwork thing. It was really weird. So basically, you would have all the members of the tribe just standing up in a line. This was all in another pool. The first person in the line had to pick a ball, swim through the legs of everybody, then pass the ball above his head, and basically the ball would go from the last person on the line to the first person on the line. Everyone had to pass the ball above their head, and it basically was that until you crossed all the pool. In that one, we actually popped off. That took us like 10 minutes, like in total, and that was considering that we had to traverse a big chunk of the river. We were kind of like 30 minutes in, so we were half an hour in time, and we were like, okay, we might be able to do the sub 1 hour run and actually beat the other team. The next checkpoint was like 5 minutes away by rowing the boat. We arrived at the next checkpoint when we were at 35 minutes, something like that. Obviously, we weren't able to like keep track of time. The best thing we had was a clock. So one of my friends had a waterproof clock. He also started a stopwatch just to like check how much time we had to win this. So we were basically like 35 minutes in when we arrived at the fourth checkpoint. This one was mean. In the river, there has to be a point where all the water comes from. In that place, it's called the Borbojon, which already sounds like death in another language, you know? It's just like the river of death or something like that in another language. Basically, what you had to do is jump inside it. It was a very small waterfall, and below it, it was like all this water that was moving a lot, and it had a bunch of bubbles. It moved a lot, and it was very deep. It was like 10 meters deep or something like that. Probably even more. And there was this platform 5 meters above the water, and the fourth checkpoint was to literally just jump in. The instructions were, okay, leave your raft over here, make sure it won't start flowing, because obviously the water there moves a lot, so if you don't park your raft properly, the river will just take away your raft and you'll have to swim and try to save it. But yeah, the point was, you had to jump in. There was this friend, really good friend of mine, and he was scared of heights. So obviously that was his fear just conveyed into reality. So it was a 5-meter drops onto very not trustworthy area. Like the water literally looked like once you touch the water, you're going to get just stuck to the bottom of the thing. It wasn't a great time for my friend. He was actually like, dude, I'm not going to complete this. Basically what we decided to do was for him to be the last person to jump. So we all jumped. There always has to be a madman that just literally just jumps and do a flip. But yeah, basically we all jumped before my friend, and that literally took like a minute. It was just literally everyone just jumping like we. So yeah, but then there was my friend. We had a really good time. Like if we completed that fast enough, we would be able to do maybe like a sub 50 minutes run. But as I said, my friend was scared of heights, which is very understandable, especially because that place does not inspire a lot of, like, you know, trust. It basically took him 15 minutes, well, more like 13 minutes to finally decide to jump, which is very understandable, as I said. But we were all like, okay, we need to give him trust. So everyone was just like cheering and giving him like trust words and just like, you can do this, yeah, let's go. He just jumped and straight up just swam as fast as he could to get on the raft. Everyone obviously cheered because like in front of him he had his biggest fear and he jumped in. Like, huge props to my friend. But the problem was that we were like 50 minutes in. We had to beat a 58-minute run. We had to beat that, and we had less than 8 minutes. And we still had to complete one checkpoint. Morale went down. People were like, okay, this is how we die. Like, there's no way we can do the 5th checkpoint in less than 5 minutes and then have time to row all the way to the finish line. So we were just like sad, just rowing towards the 5th checkpoint. But we arrived in 2 minutes. So we had 3 minutes and more like 4 minutes to finish the checkpoint and get to the finish line. We arrived there and we were like, okay, what's the task for this checkpoint? It was a big area with palm trees. There was a bunch of trees, a bunch of grass. It was a bit of an open area, but it had a bunch of plants around it. The task of that checkpoint was to find a gold coin in all of that area. It was a huge area, and obviously we weren't even given like a clue or something about where we could find the coin. And then this brilliant friend, the same madman that did a flip in the scariest place on that camp, he said like, wait a second, if we climb up a tree, we might be able to see the reflection of the sun on the coin, so we'll be able to basically tell where it is. Everyone was like, whoa, big brain move. But the chief of the tribe, as I said, his job is to keep the child alive. And he was like, no, like literally, he literally like, instantly said like, no, don't you even dare to climb up a palm tree, because palm trees are very tall, and climbing one without any sort of protection is probably very dangerous. But my friend, he was a madman. He was like, nope, we have to win this. He straight up just started climbing up the palm tree, and he climbed up to like 5 meters of the tree, and his plan worked. Everyone was like, wait, can you see something? Can you see? And he was like, yes. That was the fastest climb down that I've ever seen. And when he was like 3 meters above the ground, he jumped. He literally just straight up jumped from the palm tree. The chief of the tribe was just terrified. He was like, okay, I'm going to lose my job right now. But my friend, as I said, he was a madman. He was indestructible. So he just jumped, nothing happened, he rolled, he straight up ran, grabbed the coin, and we were out of there. All of that happened in like a 3-minute span. We had about 5 minutes to get to the finish line. So we were literally about to win. I must say that for the person waiting on the finish line to stop your time, all the member teams have to cross the finish line. So we were basically on our way to the finish line. It was just like 1 minute until we got there, something like that. We were about to win. My friend was just pushing the raft, but my friend was wearing flip-flops, and he got in the river with his flip-flops. While my friend was just swimming and pushing the raft, one of his flip-flops went loose, and those were new flip-flops. And you know, when you're a kid and your parents buy you new flip-flops or new clothes or something, they tell you like, okay, don't lose them, or you'll be punished for the rest of your life. So the moment the flip-flop went loose, my friend just freaked out. He was like, oh no, my flip-flop, no. Everyone just started caring about the flip-flop like out of nowhere. Everyone had to retrieve the flip-flop, and the chief of the tribe was like, okay, no worries, let's go back. And literally everyone, it was a collective effort to say no. Everyone was like, sacrifices must be made for the tribe to succeed. But then I felt inside of me this strange energy flowing inside of me, and I heard a voice just whispering into my ear, it's your time to be the hero. So literally, I made this epic. It was the most epic jump, dive, flip thing that you will ever see. Actually, I don't know how it looked, but in my imagination, in my own feelings, I can say it looked pretty sick. And I started swimming with all I could. Like literally, that was all my energy being just used to retrieve the flip-flop. everyone in the team was like, no, don't go, everyone has to cross the finish line for us to win. And I was like, no, don't stop, you keep rowing the raft towards the finish line, I will catch you up, guys. The chief of the tribe was literally done. He was like, you know what, I'm just going to do what the kids tell me to do. I swam through the river as fast as possible. I managed to get the flip-flop. I grabbed the flip-flop and I don't know what I did or how I did it, but the flip-flop was just like in my hand, but not in my hand, you know, it was like attached to my wrist. I don't know how I did that actually, but yeah, like I did that and I started swimming back to the raft. Um, the raft was already gone by the time I reached the flip-flop, and I couldn't see it, but I knew it was like some meters in front of me. I just had to like swim faster than the raft. And it was all the adrenaline of winning. It was the adrenaline of having my hero time. But I started swimming. I'm not a fast swimmer. I know how to swim like decently, I guess. But I'm not a fast swimmer. It's all I know. I was able to reach the raft. All my friends were cheering. We're like, you did it. And obviously the friend with the flip-flop thanked me a lot. And the best part was that that happened fast enough that we finished the race. We were waiting for the person at the finish line to tell us our time. And I still remember it to this day. We didn't know if we had finished in time for us to win the rally. And he was like, okay, so your time was, and I still remember it to this day, 56 minutes with 13 seconds. And literally with that, we were able to win the rally. We were the first place. The rest of the teams weren't able to finish before that time. We basically won that. And as I said, our tribe was in like third place or second place or something like that. And that literally catapulted us to first place, and it gave us enough points for us to just stay there without a care. We could lose the rest of the rallies of that day and we would still win the camp. So the next day, we all woke up. We gave a clap to ourselves because that day was just the last day. The only thing that would happen was the organizers of the camp would just like announce the winner. We would get the medals. Being given a medal in front of all the school for one of the biggest deals that school knows is the best feeling ever, especially because it was my last camp and I won the last camp. But not even that, I won the camp alongside with my friends. So that was it for today. Hope that you enjoyed the stories and that this was fun. Again, this was all streamed on Twitch. It was live. So if you enjoy this, don't even hesitate on checking out my Twitch channel and being on the streams. It would be extremely appreciated. Also, thank you very much for all the support that you all have been giving me. It's been crazy. It's been through the rooftops. I couldn't even ask for more. It's crazy. Thank you very much, everybody. And that's going to be it for today. Have a great day, night, week, year, or whatever. And see you next time.